Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio and day 13 of the Artist Trading Cards a Day. And the surface for today is napkin. So I got this napkin. Might have been in Happy Mail. I only have one of it. But I liked it, but it didn't quite fit on there the way I wanted. So I'm actually going to tear it up a little bit. Oh, but I saw this technique for getting flat, having your napkins be really flat when you collage them. And so I thought I'd give it a try. This is gloss gel medium. I don't know if matte would work, but I know gloss is kind of sticky, right? So I saw the technique with Mod Podge, but I didn't have any Mod Podge. And that is a little bit more sticky. So what I do is I put it on there, I let it dry. It actually dried overnight. And then you probably don't have to leave it overnight, but I did it the day before. And then I'm going to lay everything out on here. And then I'm going to hit it with an iron. I think that's what's warming up in the corner there. But yeah, I wanted to see the dragonfly, and I wanted a flower. So I'm putting the little flower on there, and then going to try and fit the dragonfly on there. And then I need to fill up the space, so I'm going to take the big flower and put it in the corner. And all the little bits, I'm going to take all those little bits and stick them around. So yeah, here's where I decide to put the big flower on there. Make space for my dragonfly. And I didn't want any of the gloss medium exposed. I didn't want it to possibly stick to, I don't know if it would. I think I put parchment between the iron. But I'm just grabbing all the little bits that kind of match the background, just to cover up all the little spaces. And yeah, it was hard to find little bits without tearing into another section of napkin. I didn't want to do that. I only have the one, so I want to save it. And I think I end up using a piece of the square border, using the light color because it's the same, just to fill a hole. Pardon my head. Wanted to make sure it wasn't covering the flower. I wanted to get it in the holes. I actually used quite a bit of that border. But you can't tell in the final product. You can't tell. So I'm putting it on a board. That's just to protect my craft surface. Putting some parchment down. And then, I really don't know how long you're supposed to leave the iron on there. Few seconds, really. This is sped up, but it wasn't very long. And I checked it, and yeah, it looks like it's mostly stuck down. After it cools completely, I did go over the top with a layer of matte medium once it was cooled completely, or mostly cooled. There's a few edges that if they overlap, they're not going to seal, obviously. If you just had one napkin, ironed it on, you'd be good to go. But yeah, it is flat as flat. I love it. There's a little bit of a wrinkle where the texture of the napkin is a little different. But yeah, it worked great. And then, really, I liked my card. I didn't want to do too much with it. I decided I would add a little paint to the background just to add something. And emphasize around the flower. And I think I did the same thing around the dragonfly. All around the dragonfly I did white. And just real faint. Like close up, you can hardly even tell that I did any paint on this at all. And I'm just using my finger to blend it out so it just blends into the background. And then I was like, well, I don't really want to cover anything up. I decided I would put a stamp on there. And I just went for a contrasting color. So I end up with a green postage stamp. Couldn't put it in its right place because then it would cover up the dragonfly. Or is it the, yeah, that's the spot it would normally be. So I just put it over the partial of the big flower. And I'm going to use the little cancellation bars across the bottom of it. Make it look like it's been through the mail. Adding a few white highlights and a few black lines, and pretty much it's done. I did add a little bit of Stickles glitter. I don't know if I recorded that or not. I felt like it needed something else, so I blinged it up a little bit. Oh, and the words I chose were the sweetest thing. I figured it worked. So I hope you're all having a good day. Today's been pretty good for me. Haven't done much. Just a little yard work around the house. Around the yard. Alright, so the next one, the surface was denim. And I happen to have this stenciled on, I think it's like a patch, because when I look at the back of it, it's kind of shiny. So I think it's like patch material. This came from Chelsea years ago. I still have it. in my huge box of Happy Mail stuff. But I decided it's probably something I can iron on to my ATC backing. So I'm just getting it lined up there, and we're going to hit it with an iron. 2 irons in a row. And again, I didn't know how long to leave it. I just did it till it looked stuck. There's a couple of little corners that I think I end up gluing down. Pulling out my Fabri-Tac. I've had it for a while. It's gotten a little stiff. I really like the circle stencils that's on there. So I've just found a few bits and pieces to put on here. I had another little bit from Happy Mail. I decided to make it look like a ticket. It's kind of hard to see. And then I'm just gonna use a hole punch to punch the little corners to make it look like a ticket. Alright, so now I'm gonna layer it all up. It does take a little bit of fiddling to figure out where I want everything. Oh, and the little butterfly is a Nina Rabina butterfly. She sent me some of those, and I just love them. I use them sparingly. But I think they're so cute. She has a video on her channel of how she made the butterflies. It's quite a ways back, though. Oh, I add a little bit of Tattered Angels glitter. My spray bottles don't work, but just to tone down the white so it wasn't pure white. It's still bright enough. And then we're just going to do kind of a little cluster of things. Trying to figure out how to get that to show, and in the end I think you can hardly tell it's a ticket, but I put it where the numbers are at the bottom so you can see the numbers at the bottom. And we just stick that butterfly on. And there we go. ATC number 14. I like that one. You'll have to tell me which one's your favorite. I always like hearing which one you like the best. So the next one, the substrate was Craft, or Manila. So I actually had one of those file folders that was that color, and I just cut it to ATC size. And yeah, just going to do another little cluster on here. decided on another postage stamp. Just have it peeking out a little bit. A lot of these things are from Happy Mail that I got a long time ago. Trying to use it up, you know. I think I mentioned in the last video, I haven't gotten any more, but since I've been messing with it, the box has expanded. Just cutting those down to try and make them fit. As you can tell, they were kind of an afterthought. Let's add a little white on here. And why not put an owl on it? So that is day 15. So 3 more down. 15 more to go. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Tell me which one you like the best. I'm not sure. A couple of these are kind of my favorites, I think. Oh yes, and the word I used was do much good. Anyways, if you liked this video and you want to see more and you're not a subscriber, think about subscribing and hitting that bell icon. That way you'll be notified each time I upload a video. I try to upload on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I've missed a couple, but usually pretty regularly. Alright, so thank you all for watching. Have an awesome day.